everyone, and welcome to my channel, and thank you for taking the time to watch the video. So this is a deck walkthrough of the Radiant Waite, and this is part of the deck walkthrough series that I'm doing, and I've started off doing the Waite decks. So I've done the Giant Waite in the first video, and then I did the Standard Waite in the second video. So this is the third video where I'm going to look at the Radiant Waite, and this is my favorite Waite deck of the lot, really. I love the coloring of it. It's beautifully colored, and it's very, very clear. I have two of these decks, and I really use them to bits and pieces, and I would highly recommend this deck. This is such a lovely deck to work with, and I really enjoy it. I love, there's something ethereal about the way the deck looks itself, and I just love this deck. Some people like all the the ones that are not really recolored, but for me this deck is something that I absolutely love working with. So it comes in a box, a standard box, and this is a US Games System deck itself. And it's got 78 cards in the deck. The boxes are never ever usually that brilliant as far as I'm concerned with the US game systems. They tend to get frayed and scruffy, but you can always tape them up. I don't believe in separating the deck from the box. I have had decks where I've separated the boxes, thrown the boxes away, and then really regretted it later on. So I tend to feel that now, after all these years of working with cards, I tend to keep the boxes with the cards. If they get scruffy, I'll put tape over it, but I feel like the box is somehow connected to the energy of the cards, and I feel that they should be kept together. So that's just my way of doing things. Other people take it and they throw the box away and they put it into satin bags. It's up to you how you do it, but this is how I feel about it. I don't tend to keep my cards in bags if I don't have to. And also, when you're looking, if you've got a selection of decks and you're looking for a deck, it's easy to identify which deck you're looking for by the box that it comes in. So if you have it in bags, it's a bit difficult to identify the decks. So I tend to keep them in the boxes. So, and the box is very pretty. It's got the Fool in the front, and it's got the Magician in the back. And you can actually see what you're getting by looking at the coloring of it. And it is really beautiful. So it comes with a standard book, the Radiant Waite Tarot Deck Instructions. It says US Games written on the front of it. And it gives you a nice little rundown about the history of the tarot. It tells you about the minor arcana and the major arcana, so you're going through the cards itself. And each little description has got what you're actually seeing within the deck, within the card itself. So it gives you a nice little description of what's going on, and it gives you the meaning of the card in the upright position as well as in the reversed position. It also gives you a nice little rundown of the spread that you can use, which is the Celtic Cross spread, which is quite a standard spread, and it tells you what each, so there you go, on how to lay the cards out, and it tells you about each placement of the cards. So a very nice book to have, a nice thing to actually keep in your pocket if you're starting off and go through it as you need to read it. You can carry it with you anywhere, and it's not going to be very, very heavy, and it's really very, very informative. So the deck itself, it comes with the first two cards. You've got something saying the Radiant Waite, and it's got the second card that comes just tells you about the actual color and who did it. The back of the cards have got the stars on a really nice dark blue background, and these are two extra cards because the decks get printed as 80 cards, and then because the tarot has got only 78 cards in it, you always get these two extra cards. Some people use it as part of their reading. I don't. These are just things that I put aside and use the 78 cards. So the deck itself, the card stock is pretty good, so and it's not very slippery. So you're not going to get them falling all over the place when you do a little shuffle, especially if you're starting out and your shuffling skills are not brilliant. Mine are not. And I find that, you know, if I have very, very slippery decks, they fall all over the place and go flying across the room. And I really, I think that, you know, a deck that's pretty, you know, it's not slippery and it's quite stable is what I want. It's very, very easy in your hand as well, and it's got a good size. You can see the images very nice and clearly. And as you can see, it's very beautifully colored. So I'm just going to go through them quickly and show you every card in the deck, and then talk a little bit about the shuffling. So you've got the Fool, and the colors are so beautifully done over here. I like this ethereal kind of quality. I think it's been really brilliantly colored. And you've got the Magician. It's not stark, and the facial features are so beautifully clear. You've got good skin tones on the people here. You know, everything is just really, really very defined within it. So this is the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant, and nothing is muddy. It's all very, very clear. The Lovers, the Chariot, the Strength card, the Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune, Justice, the Hanged Man, Death, the Temperance card, the Devil, the Tower, the Star, the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, the World, the Wands cards. So we're going to go for the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Seven of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Five of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. The King of Cups, this Queen of Cups. And as I said, the facial expressions are really brilliant in this. Queen of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Ten of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the Eight of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Five of Cups, the Four of Cups, the Three of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Ace of Cups. You've got the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Cups, Four of Cups. Sorry, it's the Swords cards. I always seem to be doing it. The King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Swords, the Six of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Four of Swords, the Three of Swords, the Two of Swords, the Ace of Swords. And then you've got the Pentacle suits, which is the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles. And this card can end up being a very muddy card where images just get, lost in each other. But this card, this has got everything so nicely defined in it. The Nine of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. So like I said, I love this deck because, the facial expressions, I think they've been redrawn and they are so beautifully done. And the coloring is so lovely. It's very ethereal, but it's also so clear, and the colors are very, true to life. So you're getting to see everything, and it's all very, very defined. So when you're looking at the card and you're doing a reading, you can focus on these aspects that jump up at you so easily. So it's very, very beautifully colored, and it's beautifully I think it's redrawn, or it's been enhanced so that you can see all the little images very beautifully. And each and every single face that is on the cards have got their different expressions. You can actually relate to the expressions. I have seen some decks where you can't really get in touch with the expressions of the people, and that gives you an idea about what you're actually reading. So very beautifully colored. It's a really good size. It shuffles really, really well. You can do your ruffle shuffling, and you can do your normal shuffling very, very easily. So it's beautiful. It's not going to fly all over the place, and I absolutely adore this deck. This is the decks that I started doing my YouTube channel readings with. This is my first deck that I used. I have enhanced my other deck. This is not the deck I used, but I have enhanced that deck. This deck is something that I absolutely highly recommend. This is, if there's no other deck that you get, and you could just get this Radiant Rider-Waite deck, I think that's good enough. Absolutely good enough. So very, very beautiful deck, and beautiful to handle, very nicely defined, and something that you can see every single aspect of it. You can see this is the Magician, and you can see the snake around his waist, which shows that eternity and never-endingness of life. And you can see all the lilies and the roses so beautifully defined in this deck. So something that I absolutely highly recommend, and it should be part of your collection, I think, without doubt. I have 2 of the decks. I don't think I should get any more, but I think they're absolutely beautiful. It's an absolutely beautiful deck, and something you can use. It's going to be hard wearing. I think you can use it for forever, really. Something that you will enjoy using, and something that gives you so much of information. It's got such a lovely feel to it, and such a calming energy. The sun looks so beautiful, and the baby looks so lovely. So beautiful deck, and something that I would recommend you get if you are interested in buying a deck. Going back to basics is very important, to have a good basic structure for the tarot, and this is one of the basic decks that you should get to start off your tarot collection, or start off just learning how to read the tarot, or just keeping it there for higher learning, because not everybody is supposed to be a tarot reader. Everybody has got their own different pathways in life, but this can definitely enhance any kind of, if you feel like you're getting spiritual messages or you're being psychic, getting a good tarot deck is very, very important, and this is well worth investing in, I feel. So that was the Radiant Rider-Waite deck, and I hope that you have found this video pretty informative. I've enjoyed sharing it with you because I really love it. I've probably said that about 100 times by now, but I really enjoy using it, and it gives me so much of messages, and it's got a really nice calmness about it. It's not too dark. It's not dark, really. It's not a dark deck, and the images are not something that's going to cause offense, and it's really, for me, I connect really well with this deck. So I'm going to put the links to eBay as well as Amazon US and Amazon UK in the description box. And please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave me some comments if any of these videos resonate with you, because if they do, then I feel like I am doing something of worth, and it makes me feel good to read your messages. I don't want to feel like I'm giving you this bits of information and you really don't want it. So I really would like some feedback from you, and tell me if these new videos that I'm going to be doing are really helping you, get a bigger picture of the tarot and getting to understand the tarot a bit more. So thank you so much for watching, and take care now. Goodbye.